The Switch has already had some fantastic years of gaming, and this, being the 5th year that the system has been on the market, looks like it's shaping up to be one of the best. Hello everybody, my name's Gary, and in this video we are going to be getting excited about the games coming in 2022. I've sorted them out into categories in the description, so if there's something in particular for, say, sports, then just head down there and it'll take you straight to that section. So without further ado, let's take a look at my picks of the exciting games coming in 2022. Kicking off this year, we have one of the most impactful franchises in history launching with what looks like to be a very unique entry in the series. Pokemon Legends Arceus is an action-adventure RPG that brings some elements to the series that personally I've wanted for years. Unlike the traditional Pokemon games, you actually fight and catch the Pokemon in real time. I think nearly every fan in the series has wanted a Pokemon to play as the anime series looked. Arceus is shaping up to be that game. Although we don't know a fat lot about the story in Pokemon Legends, what we do know is it's set in the Hisui region that would later be known as Sinnoh. Serving as a prequel, you're tasked to fill up the first ever Pokédex in the region. Granted, I haven't been a big fan of the Pokemon series as of late. Well, truthfully, not really since Black and White on the DS. I just don't think that the series has been evolving, pun intended. So seeing Pokemon go in a different direction and doing something different is definitely welcome. Pokemon Legends Arceus is releasing on the 28th of January, so just round the corner, and fingers crossed that we have a banger of a game to start the year. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is Kirby's first outing as a mainline 3D platformer. And, for the first time ever, I'm actually looking forward to a Kirby game. Again, for a game that's launching in the first quarter of the year, we don't know a whole lot of details other than Kirby is freely navigating 3D areas and explores abandoned structures from a past civilization. I adore 3D platformers, even the simplest of them can be quite fun. So I'm looking forward to the 25th of March when I can run around grassy fields with a friend playing co-op and suck in everybody in sight. Probably the game that most Nintendo fans, especially Switch owners, are looking forward to this year would be the game that still doesn't have a proper name yet, which is the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Despite all the speculation, theories and well-educated guesses, again, we don't really know much about the plot, other than that Link gets gunky arm syndrome and can turn into a liquid and hangs around in the sky. I don't think there's anyone who liked Breath of the Wild who would say that this game is going to be anything but great. Breath of the Wild still remains my favourite game on the system and the reason I'm looking forward to the follow-up more than any other game on this list. It's coming at some point. Look, if you like any of Platinum's previous games, be it the Bayonetta series or Wonderful 101 or Astral Chain, then you'll know how incredible they are at what they do. Bayonetta 1 and 2 are already on the Switch, and this year we are getting the third installment almost 5 years after its initial reveal trailer at the Game Awards. I thoroughly enjoyed Bayonetta 2 and to this day still think that it has one of the most epic first levels of any video game. Bayo launches at some point this year, but I have a good feeling it's going to be in the later half. It seems like every game now has that opening scene from Breath of the Wild where the main character stands on a rock and overlooks a vast open vista. Sonic Frontiers also has that same kind of scene with the same soft pianos helping brush a melancholy life into a landscape. Still, I've got more hope for this than I've had for any 3D Sonic game in a very long time. Not only have Sega stated that they've delayed the game to work on it more, but because, as is the case with Pokemon, it looks like it's pushing the franchise into a slightly different direction, and I'm always up for that. If you haven't played Turtles in Time before, but you have played Streets of Rage, River City Girls or Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and you like those games, then this one's probably for you. The team behind Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge have worked on both Streets of Rage 4 and Scott Pilgrim, so it's safe to say that this 4-player side-scrolling beat-em-up will be an 80s inducing masterpiece. Now let's just hold on to hope that we actually get a Teenage Mutant Heroes Turtles game. Next, we're on to some strategy games, so all you boffins and clever clogses can rejoice. This next game jumps into the strategy genre using triangles. Yes, triangles in a strategy. Lots of triangles. So if you haven't played the demo of Triangle Strategy yet and you love strategies, then you're missing out big time. The same folks behind Octopath Traveler have brought that gorgeous 2D HD graphic style to a tactical RPG this time instead of a turn-based one. So if you love the usual JRPG tropes, pixel graphics, story twists and plots, then play the demo and look forward to Triangles. Real name of the game. Triangle Strategy. Advance Wars 1 was probably the game that got me into strategy games more than anything, and seeing 1 and 2 in one package is just incredible. Even though there's a lot of story between the two games, Advance Wars really got its claws into me with the multiplayer. Passing a single Game Boy around on school trips was a personal favourite memory of mine, and you could even create custom maps to rage wars against your mates on. Seriously, I can't wait to dive back in. I own the original Mario and Rabbids game, but have I played it? From everything that I've heard though, people really love the game, so Ubisoft are treating us to a sequel. I'm probably not the best person to talk about this game, again because I've played the original, so maybe I should get my bum into gear and finally play it, right? I spent so much money in arcades as a kid playing Metal Slug. It's one of the most frantic retro side-scrolling shooters of its time. Fast forward to now and the next entry in the series is going to be a tactics game. Guys over at Dotemu can't help themselves but to pull on our nostalgic heartstrings. With a gorgeous pixel art style, this new take on the series looks fresh and exciting. There was a few big bosses and vehicles in the announcement trailer that make this tactical RPG stand out just a little bit over some of the other ones. Okay, so there isn't too many straight sports games on the Nintendo Switch at all. But there is a few sports titles coming and they do look really fun. Windjammers 2 is a sequel to a Neo Geo game 25 years later. Again from Dotemu. Those guys must be working themselves to the bone with how many games they got coming out this year. Windjammers 2 features some incredible hand-drawn art, new moves, characters and stages. The original game is already on the eShop and trust me, it's a blast, but if you like the look of this one, I would probably hold out as it's releasing right around the corner at the 20th of January. I was late to play OlliOlli. I only picked it up last year and I was surprised at how much I really enjoyed it, even though I'm absolutely terrible at it. Regardless of how good people have rated the game over the years, I just didn't think it would be for me. OlliOlli World looks leaps and bounds better than the first game, with a world that's much more alive, nice new graphics, loads of customizations and the ability to save and share new tracks online. So this game is looking like a must have for me personally. We haven't got to wait too long until the bizarre and wonderful world of OlliOlli World launches on the 8th of February. Splatoon 1 made the Wii U for me. It's one of the only Nintendo games that I've played online religiously for days on end. I was kind of burned out by the time that Splatoon 2 came out, and even though it added a whole lot more to the game, I just didn't quite play it as much. Now my body is ready for the third installment, and it looks like we're getting new maps, weapons, abilities and a story set in a post-apocalyptic world. So colour me excited. I'm so curious about this game. It looks strangely polished and really fun while being overloaded with cuteness at the same time. I'm sure it's not going to dethrone Mario Kart 8 as the best kart racer on the Nintendo Switch, but it actually looks like it could come a close second. Chocobo GP is listed for a March 10th release date, so let me know if you're picking it up because I really want to know people's thoughts on this one. There are a bunch of other games that could come out this year, but I don't want to mention them in case they get stuck in gaming purgatory. So I wouldn't get my hopes up on them. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. We got plenty of buying guides and stuff like that on this channel, so if you're looking for something else or you just can't wait for these games to come out, then we should have you covered. Anyway, I'm going to go to my favourite place now. That's right, this is my paradise. Stay subscribed and I'll see you next time.